For thousands of years, humanity has relentlessly chased down the absolute biggest question in existence. Who is God? I mean, entire civilizations have literally been built from the ground up just trying to answer this one specific question. Religions have formed, sacred scriptures have been carefully written down, philosophers have spent their entire lifetimes searching for the truth, and scientists have tried their hardest to decode the very laws governing existence itself. And yet, as we kick off this explainer, we kind of have to confront a rather disturbing reality. After millennia of intense, non-stop searching, we still don't fully understand the Creator. Despite all our progress, we're fundamentally still in the dark about ultimate reality. But what if we've been going about this all wrong? What if the human mind was simply never designed to understand God in the first place? Think about it. Does the intelligence responsible for time, space, matter, and life itself exist so incredibly far beyond our mental capacity that we can only ever hope to grasp tiny, fragmented pieces of the ultimate truth? Today, we're framing this whole concept as a deep philosophical debate for all you curious seekers out there. We are going to explore exactly why the mind may never fully comprehend the divine and what ancient wisdom reveals about our built-in limitations.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the boundaries of human thought.
To really get why we might be permanently locked out of full comprehension, we first have to examine the strict boundaries of how we actually think. You see, everything we understand follows distinct boundaries. Our brains literally evolved to process physical reality through contrast and limitation. We understand size because things are either large or small. We understand time because we constantly experience beginnings and endings. We understand movement because objects exist in fixed physical space. Human thinking, at its very core, depends entirely on limitation to process reality. It's completely tethered to boundaries like size, time, and movement. But what if God exists entirely without limitation? No beginning, no ending, no physical form, absolutely no boundaries of space whatsoever. How can a profoundly limited mind ever hope to fully comprehend something that's entirely unlimited? Our brains evolved to survive in a physical world, not to map out the infinite.
Think about the words we constantly use. Words like creator, father, spirit, king, light, love, and judge. Now, while these all stem from sacred writings, they often act as our modern attempts to neatly categorize the Creator using human language. But here's the thing. Human language was only ever designed to describe human physical experiences, human relationships, and human emotions.
So, the crucial takeaway here is that language itself is a boundary. Human language deals with objects, emotions, and events happening inside of time. The divine reality, however, exists way beyond all human categories and descriptions. Ancient philosophers repeatedly argued that ultimate reality simply cannot be captured through words. Because concepts have limits, our descriptions have limits. If God truly exists beyond space and matter, then every single sacred word we use might only be describing a microscopic fragment of something infinitely greater.
Which brings us to Section 2, trapped in rigid time sequences.
Language isn't our only limitation either. Human consciousness is fundamentally completely locked into rigid time sequences. This is exactly how you and I experience reality. We have the past, which gives us memory. That flows right into the present, which gives us action and cause. And that flows into the future, allowing for prediction and effect. Every single thought you have ever had depends completely on this linear sequence. We literally only think in sequences.
Now, contrast our rigid little timeline with the concept of the eternal. Timeless spiritual doctrines repeatedly describe God not as simply ancient or really old, but eternal, as in existing completely outside of time. Just try to imagine an existence with no beginning, no future, no duration, and absolutely no sequence. It's pretty much impossible for us to picture, isn't it? And that's exactly because our consciousness was formed entirely inside the boundary of time.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is how it connects to the physical world. Let's look at Section 3, Unseen Frequencies and Cognitive Barriers. This entire idea isn't just some abstract philosophical or theological theory. It's completely grounded in modern scientific realities regarding physical perception. Let's compare light spectra with human awareness for a second. Science reveals that we naturally perceive only an incredibly tiny fraction of reality. The human eye detects just a razor-thin sliver of visible light. Meanwhile, we are constantly surrounded by missing physical dimensions: infrared radiation, ultraviolet light, electromagnetic fields. There are entire physical realities rushing around us right now, completely invisible to our natural senses.
Which naturally leads us to this massive question. If we perceive only fragments of physical reality, if we literally cannot even see the physical universe as it actually is, how much of ultimate reality remains completely unseen? This directly relates our cognitive barriers to those unseen physical frequencies. Human awareness might only be equipped to detect the very tiniest portions of existence. The full nature of God likely lies way, way beyond what our narrow spectrum of awareness can ever possibly detect.
Let's shift gears for Section 4, Ancient Perceptions of Ultimate Reality. When we look back through history, ancient traditions viewed the divine nature as entirely beyond our mental reach. I mean, long before we knew anything about ultraviolet light, ancient wisdom had already accepted our profound cognitive barriers. Consider this incredible quote from the mysterious Book of Enoch. Heavenly realities overwhelm human perception. And this isn't just some isolated idea. The Bible, the Book of Enoch, and ancient Hebrew teachings repeatedly emphasize this exact same truth. Divine glory is so astronomically powerful and vast that human beings just struggle to perceive even a fraction of it. These ancient civilizations didn't just see God as a powerful creator or some grand architect up in the sky. They viewed God as ultimate reality itself, the very foundation beneath all reality. They believed God existed beyond thought itself, beyond our human categories, and completely beyond imagination. It honestly seems like ancient people understood this cognitive limitation a lot more deeply than we do today. Which brings us to our final point, Section 5, Embracing the Infinite Mystery. You see, our inability to understand God is not a bug in our programming. It actually reflects the enormous difference between our limited consciousness and existence itself. Today, we're constantly trying to generate modern categorizations. Religions create strict doctrines, philosophers draft complex explanations, and science studies universal laws. But contrast that with ancient wisdom, which simply accepted and embraced the incomprehensible mystery of it all. Our modern attempts to categorize the Creator often make us forget that complete comprehension is just structurally impossible for our minds. So, I just want you to let this sink in for a moment. What if the greatest truth about God is how little humanity truly understands? What if this vast, unbreakable mystery is actually greater than everything else in existence combined? We've explored the physical boundaries of our brains, the limits of our language, the rigid sequences of time we're trapped in, and the invisible frequencies surrounding us every day. The evidence all points to a profoundly limited human mind, sitting inside an infinitely complex universe. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Can human beings ever fully understand God? Or is the divine forever beyond complete human understanding? Let me know exactly where you stand on this. Dive into the comments below and share your thoughts with us. And be sure to subscribe so you can join us as we continue unpacking the greatest mysteries of existence in our next explainer. Thanks so much for exploring with me today.